Step 7 is advanced skills like dynamics, flexibility, power. All right, with dynamics, crescendo is get louder, decrescendo is get softer. We want to do either of these or both without adding extrinsic interfering muscle. Increasing volume requires just enough and not too much increased air pressure and a corresponding increase in vocal fold tension. Tone quality and pitch should remain constant during changes of volume. Don't allow a crescendo or a decrescendo to affect intonation and timbre. Messa di voce, where your crescendo and decrescendo exercises really help with this. Flexibility, building a healthy, elastic, and pliable instrument. That's going to help us with our step 8 stuff, with our riffing. Advanced vibrato. We began our work in vibrato in steps 2 and 3 with the pulse vibrato. In step 6, we will learn the 9-pulse vibrato, the pitch change vibrato, delayed vibrato, and diphthong vibratos. Vibrato requires release, and even vibrato is difficult to achieve with tension. Well-produced vibrato indicates vocal balance. Vibrato with diphthongs. Remember that the second, more closed of the 2 vowels that make up a diphthong occurs as an afterthought. When singing diphthongs with vibrato on sustained pitch, remember to place the second, more closed syllable after the final vibrato. Teaching tips. In step 6, rounds 2 and 3, we encourage a faster vibrato rate. We discontinue the use of voiced stop consonants such as G in favor of fricatives like F, V, plosives like K, and nasals like N that encourage uninterrupted phonation. Vibrato should be tailored to the style of music. The presence of vibrato indicates good balance. A vibrato that is too fast sounds like a bleeding goat. This is known as tremolo. A vibrato that is too slow is a wobble. A correctly produced vibrato oscillates somewhere between 5 and 6 pulses or cycles per second by modern standards of beauty in our culture. When vocalizing with a recorded accompaniment, it is important that the rate of vibrato matches the example on the recording, neither too fast nor too slow. The definition of vibrato is a regular, rapid, minimal variation in pitch during singing, producing a stronger, richer tone. Vibrato is typically characterized in terms of 2 factors: the amount of pitch variation, known as the extent of vibrato, and the speed with which the pitch is varied, known as the rate of vibrato. A healthy vibrato rate is between 5 and 6 hertz or cycles per second. Faster than that is a tremolo, the unpleasant bleeding goat sound, and slower than 4 cycles per second is a wobble, which is problematic because pitch becomes too variable. Vibrato is created by either the TA, thyroarytenoid muscle, or by the diaphragm, or it can be a combination of both. All right, stepwise motion is a skill that we must develop. It's easier to sing wider intervals than to sing melodies in stepwise motion. Singing an ascending stepwise scale without flipping takes time and practice, but that's what we have to do in the songs. We can create greater ease in transitioning with vowel modification. Power is the third skill. We must always remember that air pressure can never exceed the resisting capability of the vocal folds. We must always maintain balance. Balanced onset, balance of TA and CT, balanced resonance, or more precisely formant harmonic activity, which we control by the way we shape the resonators of the pharynx and mouth, including the tongue, lips, jaw, and soft palate. And balance of air pressure and vocal fold resistance, which we refer to as air and muscle. Putting it all together, singing songs. Exercises are designed to encourage success. Songs, on the other hand, are not. Certain vowels, consonants, keys, and melody lines may conspire to undo all your great technique when you sing a song. Here are some ways to bridge the gap between exercises and songs. Don't spread your lips. I call this the neutral mouth. Sing your songs once or twice with your hands or fingers on either side of your mouth to prevent spreading. Never sing with a widespread mouth. Do allow the jaw to drop for higher pitches. You want more vertical space as you go higher in pitch, but not more horizontal space. Vowel substitution or modification. In general, you substitute a slightly more closed vowel for an open vowel that's causing you to pull the lower register too high. This creates greater release, helps you to transition through the first bridge from the lower register to the upper register. Staying on track, remember that you modify a front vowel to its next closest front neighbor, which will be the more closed vowel. And the same with the back vowel track, to its next closest and more closed neighbor. You're either on the front vowel track or on the back vowel track. Substitute more friendly vowels. Use vowels that are more closed if you're straining and pulling. Use vowels that are more open if you're breathy and weak. Adding or helps you transition through the first bridge. It helps lower the larynx. Every vowel should have some percentage of for depth of sound. Here's the vowel tracks. Front vowels. E, I, A, E, A, A. The bottom two are the basana, I packed my car. And this is as in cat. Central vowels, schwa, about, and gun. Here's our back vowels. U, o, as in oki, and ah. These are made with the tongue further back, and this is the tongue position, highest to lowest. Highest to lowest. So you modify to the next more closed vowel. The more closed a vowel is, the higher the tongue position, and the lower F1 is. These vowels will create a headier vocal quality. The more open the vowel is, the lower the tongue position is, and the higher F1 is. This results in a chestier vocal sound. Key transposition. Usually problems occur when a song is set in a key that's too low, so the singer is stuck in the lower register. The solution is to move the key up, sometimes as much as a minor third, so that more of the song is taken in a mix. This will feel uncomfortable if the singer is used to belting, pushing, and using excessive air pressure. A great way to transpose your sheet music is to use the online company musicnotes.com. You can transpose your song to any key and even hear a digital recording of it in the new key to see if it's right. Purchase recorded accompaniment tracks on iTunes. And then if you want to change the key, the amazing slow downer is a great tool. Maintain a moderate volume. Sometimes you need to back off the volume to find better balance if you're pushing too hard, particularly as you approach the first bridge. Only sing as loud on the bottom as you can match on the top. Strive for an even volume level from the bottom to the top, even if that means reducing the overall volume in order to match the lower and upper registers. Write on your sheet music. So print your sheet music out from musicnotes.com. Circle the notes in and above the first bridge so that you're aware that you need to shift gears. Substitute vowels that encourage release and an easier transition into the upper register. Using the chart on the previous page, write in the substitute vowel. If your voice is too breathy and light, substitute vowels that are more open. If you're straining and pulling, substitute more closed vowels. Vocalize the melody of the song using the tools, semi-occluded, such as a lip roll, the imposed larynx, hooty gi or other imposed larynx sound. A more rounded forward lip position increases the length of the resonator and can help passaggio transition if you're pulling. The pharyngeal sounds, bratty nay or other pharyngeal sound for edge. The friendly compression sounds. Vocalize the song on or for balance. Find a central vowel. Vocalize your song on mum, for example. Eliminate the consonant and sing only the vowels. This is wonderful for legato. Remember to prevent spreading. Sing normally, but with the thumb and finger on the corners of the mouth to prevent spreading. We want a neutral mouth position. The tongue should move freely to create vowels. The lips only provide assistance on the lip-rounded vowels. O. Don't grimace for high notes or push your lips out for low notes. I love this saying by Martha Graham, and I love this picture of this little girl. There's a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. Because there's only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. If you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, how valuable it is, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You do not even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep yourself open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. No artist is pleased. There's no satisfaction whatever at any time. There's only a queer, divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching and makes us more alive than the others. You can sing like a star, the public version of the book, and you can be a successful voice teacher. Both combine vocal science with a series of sequential skill-building exercises designed to develop the singer's voice through the 8 steps of vocal development. The 8-week teacher training course. We don't have time to play all the exercises, but we'll give you a couple of examples of each skill. Let's start with dynamics. In dynamics, we use crescendo and decrescendo, getting louder and getting softer, and work on messa di voce, a combination of both crescendo and decrescendo. No, 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 Flexibility exercises build a healthy, elastic, and pliable vocal instrument and prepare you to execute clean riffs and runs in Step 8 style. And here's the same exercise performed faster. Moving on to advanced vibrato. We're going to revisit the pulse vibrato, but this time we're going to do 9 pulses instead of 3 or 5. It sounds like this. So that's the slow version, and you want to count those vibratos as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit here. All right, so we're going to put a vibrato 9 pulse at the end here. And we'll speed it up. Okay. On this side, we're doing a 9 pulse vibrato in the upper register. And on number 4 here, we're doing vibrato every note on fee. Now we'll increase that tempo. Okay, in round 2 now we're going to get into our pitch change vibrato up. A much faster and lighter vibrato approach. And here's the pitch change vibrato down. We talked about sustaining pitch with vibrato and diphthongs. Here's an exercise that shows us how to do that. You sustain the first of the 2 vowel sounds, and you only close to the closed vowel as an afterthought. It's the same thing when you have words that end with R. You don't want to close down too soon to that R. And now we get into the delayed vibrato sounds. This is where you have a straight tone and then you kick into a vibrato, often used in musical theater styles. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Now we get into some of the exercises that we actually used in step 5, but at this point we just let our vibrato go. You know, do the vibrato that feels right. You want to make sure that it's not too fast and not too slow. Here is a repeater sustain with vibrato on fee. Octave up 2 vowels. Either O. Okay, octave up 3 vowels. All right. We can sustain on a 1.5 scale at the very top like this. This is a V. Or on a 1-5-3-8-5 like this. And a really interesting thing to do with vibrato is to have the ability to increase your vibrato speed at will. The ability to increase vibrato speed is an advanced skill that can add excitement to a sustained phrase. We start this exercise with a slow pulse vibrato and gradually speed up to a very fast vibrato, like this. Yeah. Triplets, 16ths, back to triplets. And stepwise motion. It's much easier to sing wider intervals than to sing melodies in stepwise motion. Singing an ascending stepwise scale without flipping takes time and practice, but that is what we have to do in songs. And a more difficult one. Power. When increasing power, we must remember that air pressure must never exceed the resisting capability of the vocal folds. We must always maintain balance in order to sing well. We're really pressing into the bridge areas with these exercises. Here's an extension of the first exercise.